Okay, everyone, we are going to look over the mid-unit assessment study guide, and we're going to try to find the area of the shaded region. All angles are right angles, and you can tell that they are right angles because they have the blocks in the corners, and that would mean 90 degrees. You can see them all over those corners. So that is a 90-degree sign. That little block in the corner will give it to you as right angles, 90 degrees. So we're going to try to find the total area of this region. So what I want you to do is I want you to try to break it up. Instead of like one big figure, I want you to make it into 3 smaller rectangles. So pause the video, make 3 smaller rectangles. Okay, what you should have done was draw one here and one here. If you didn't do that, you might have done one the other way, and we'll show that to you in just a minute. So we have 3 rectangles now. Here's our first rectangle, and we'll look at it like this. And it is a 3 by 5 rectangle. So 3 times 5 is 15. Remember, to find the area of a rectangle is just base times height. Our second rectangle, I'll outline in green. Okay, we do know that the width is 3, but the height is a little confusing because there's 2 here and there's how much more over there? Well, let's look over on this side and you can tell that it's a 3. So 2 and 3 more is 5. So we'll have a 3 by 5 rectangle and we'll get 15. And then the last rectangle I'll outline in blue, and you can see that it is a 2 by 6 rectangle, which will give you 12. Now to find the total area of this unit here, this compound, the region, a shaded region, we're going to add all these together. So add all those together, pause the video and see if you can come up with the answer. Okay, if you added 15 plus 15, that's 30, and 12 more, you should get 42. If you got 42, you are correct. If you actually made the rectangles not that way, but across like this, you can solve it the same way. So let's solve it the same way. We're going to look at this big one here on the bottom, this middle one here, and this tiny one up here. So the big one on the bottom, see if you can find the area for each one and add them together. Press pause and find the area. Okay, so the bottom one, we did a 3 by 10, and that's 30. The middle one is a 2 by, and it doesn't really tell you, but you do have a 3 here and a 2 here. So add this together and you'll get 5. So a 2 by 5, and that's 10. And then that tiny one at the top is a 1 by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. So we're going to add these all together here because we want the total area. So 30 plus 10 plus 2, and that is 42, just like we got before. Okay, second problem, we're going to find all the parallelograms that have an area of 40 square units. So we're going to look at each one. Remember, for area of a parallelogram, you want to multiply the base times the height. The base times the height. So all the bases are going to be perpendicular to the heights. The corresponding height is always perpendicular to the base. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to look for the base and the corresponding height for each one. Please press pause. Okay, so here we go. We're going to find the base, 5, and the height, 8. You're not going to use that 10. That's a distractor. We're just looking for the base and the height. So for this part A, we're looking for 5 times 8, and that is 40. Yes, that is one that is 40, so yes. Okay, part B, we have a base of 2 and a height of 18. We're not going to use that 20. It's a distractor. So 2 times 18 is 36. Is 36 40 square units? No, it is not. We're going to put a big no here. No, because it's 36. All right, part C. If you had outlined the base and the height, you can see that the base is 10 and the height is 4. You will not use the 6 because it is a slant line. It is a distractor. It's not a base or a height. So let's multiply right here. 4 times 10, and that'll be 40 square units, and that's what we're looking for. Yes. And part D, it is a rectangle. We have a 90-degree angle here. We need a base, 8, and a height of 5. So 8 times 5 is 40. Yes, that's what we're looking for too. So the only one that doesn't match is 36. Okay, part 3, number 3. Find the area of each triangle. Okay, so what we're going to do to find the area of each triangle is we're going to multiply the base times the height and divide by 2. Think about why we divide by 2. Every parallelogram is every triangle is half of a parallelogram. It takes 2 triangles to make up a parallelogram. And if you notice, you can see for each one that if I have an identical triangle and put them together, I can make a parallelogram. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase that, and we'll remember to put this back up. Area is base times height divided by 2, because we only need the triangle, not the whole parallelogram. So pause the video and find the base and the height for each triangle. Okay, hopefully you found the bases and the heights for each one. So for part A, there is your base of 6 and your height of 10. Now if it's a right triangle, which it is, you could use either one. You could say 10 is your base and 6 is your height. So let's go ahead and multiply. 10 times 6, and then we're going to divide by 2. 10 times 6 is 60, and 60 divided by 2 is 30. So 30 square units for A. For B, there is your height. Here is your base. So your base is 10. Your height is 7. And then we're going to divide by 2 because it's a triangle. So 10 times 7 is 70. 70 divided by 2 is 35. So 35 square units. It's not a very good 5. Let me erase. 35 good square units. Here we go. 35. Notice on each one that we have a distractor. Here's the 10 we don't need. Here's a 15 we don't need. Here's another 10 we don't need. So we want to make sure that we look at just the bases and the heights. Okay, let's look at this part C. So here we have a height of 5. If I scroll up a little bit, you can see that the base is 6. So we will multiply 5 times 6 and then divide by 2. 5 times 6 is 30, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. So 15 square units for part C. Again, we don't use 10. 10 is not a base or a height on that one. Okay? So as you're working through these problems and trying to study, the best thing you can do is to work them out. If you tend to struggle on one, go ahead and try again on another sheet of paper. And practice, just like you would like at baseball. You would practice batting until you got a good bat. With math, you do some more math to help you practice and get better at it. The rest of this study guide we will do on another video, so I'll see you in the next video. Okay, keep studying and doing your math.